You know something that really bothers me? When I'm actually, I don't want to say that I'm fighting for a cause, because being Afro-Latina is not a cause. It is what it is. But I'm being vocal. I am putting a voice to something that's actually really important. And it really bothers me. And I think it's so annoying that there's more people caught up in the fact that is this my hair? If it's not, how long have I had it? Whatever the case may be. Like, do you understand really what I'm talking about? It's beyond my hair. My hair is not the issue. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could chop off all my hair tomorrow and the issue will still be there. And I will still be Afro-Latina and I will still have the same struggles. So please stop being so ignorant and being so concerned about, is that her hair? What does she wear? Da, 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 da. How does she sleep? What shampoo? What conditioner? Like, that's not the issue. Can you guys see beyond the hair and really sit down and see the point that I'm trying to make?
Your girl, Amara La Negra, did an interview with The Breakfast Club recently. And, you know, I did a really long video talking about it. And I expressed my opinions on the 40-something minute. I'm pretty sure the interview was over 40 minutes long. And I made like a 30-plus minute long video about it. Then Kid Organik listened to my video. And he wasn't even going to talk about the subject. But he decided to make a video about it. This is my reply to Kid Organik. And me clearing up some things. There's a lot of things I've been leaving out of my videos recently because of certain backlash that I faced, as well as, you know, people basically trying to keep me from telling too much in these videos. But I'm going to open up a little bit more in this one. I'm going to post Kid Organik's video on my blog right before I post the video that you're listening to up. And, you know, let me see. His video is about 30 minutes long, 29 minutes and 46 seconds. And basically, I'm just going to keep pausing his video. Like, I'm going to listen to it, and then I'm going to pause it and interject my opinion based off what he's saying. Kid Organik's video starts off with Amara La Negra on The Breakfast Club, and she's talking to Charlemagne the God about how basically, in so many words, when it comes to this colorism issue, she understands Charlemagne's point of view, where he says, you know, basically it started with white people discriminating against black people. And she's like, you know, I understand that. But in so many words, she doesn't really want to, she didn't word it like this, but essentially she does not want to target a specific group of people. And I understand what she's doing here. What she's doing is she doesn't want to go after just one group of people when the problem is bigger than a single group of people. And she wants to attack basically the institution, the system, the idea, as opposed to breaking it down to, well, this particular group does it this way, or this particular group does it that way. She's just like, look, it's wrong, period, straight across the board. So from her perspective, she doesn't want it to be nitpicked. She just wants it to stop, period. After that part of the interview, then Kid shows a clip from an Amara La Negra music video, which I've seen that music video before. And I decided to not talk about it because after, well, first of all, let me tell you what happened in the video, and then I'm going to tell you why I did not speak about it. In the music video, and I don't even know what it's called, but I've seen it before. Basically, there's a white Latino man and a white Latina female, and they're in a relationship. Amara is up in the house with the man. The woman comes from work, or I don't know, she was out. She comes into the house, the apartment, whatever, and she basically, Amara is with the guy on the bed, and the woman is about to catch them cheating or whatever. Or I don't know if, see, that's the thing. I don't speak fluent Spanish. So I wasn't sure of whether or not she was the side chick, or whether or not he was with two women at the same time and neither one of them knew about each other, or I didn't really fully understand what was going on. It was a little bit confusing for me. So the simple fact that I don't speak fluent Spanish, I said, you know, I don't know the context of what I'm seeing. I don't know if this is from some movie soundtrack. Like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know why she played that role in the music video. I was initially offended by it, and I thought about talking about it, and I was like, you know what? Nah, I don't have time for that, because I don't really understand exactly what's going on, and I don't want to make a you-know-what of myself by assuming, and then come to find out my bubble gets bursted later. I'm very careful about talking about things that I don't know about, that I don't fully understand, so then that way I don't put my foot in my mouth like black women did with the Tiffany Jolene thing. But we're going to get to that later. We're definitely going to get to that. I didn't talk about it before, but I'm going to talk about it in this video. So anyways, so Kid brought up the fact that she was in this music video where she appears to be playing the side chick to this guy. And basically what he's saying is like, look, in the Breakfast Club interview, Amara La Negra said that when she went to go like audition for some talk show or whatever, they were like, hey, look, we don't have anything for you right now, but if we need, I mean, you have a special look to you, and in other words, you're black. Unless you're confused, we understand you speak Spanish, heifer, but you're black. And you know, if we have a prostitute or a gangster role or a slave role, we'll definitely give you a call back. We like you, and you can definitely play the heck out of one of them roles, girl. Now you ain't gonna be no Disney princess, but we'll definitely put some money in your pocket to play the role of a negative stereotype. Right? We'll definitely put out a negative depiction with you being the image that we use to project that. And then, you know, the fact that she ended up doing that role in that music video, you know, Kid feels as if, you know, she's a hypocrite in so many words. But I have to look at things from a broader perspective. I don't know whether or not she did that song because whoever produced it, wrote it, or whatever was like, look, this is going to be a huge hit. We understand, you know, that this right here is maybe not the most positive thing to do, but this is something that goes on in relationships, and we're going to spin it like this or like that, and we're going to, you know, expose cheating, and at the end of the day, we're going to make it look wrong. I don't really know the whole story. I don't know the whole context of it all. So it's easy for me to look at what I'm seeing and what it appears to be, but things are not always what they appear to be to the eye. So since I don't know why she did it, what the context was, what the plan was, what they were trying to get out of it all, what they were really trying to say with their art, I decided to gracefully bow out and just say, hey, I don't know. You know, I saw what I saw. I didn't like it at first, but then when I thought about it, I said, I would like an explanation before I decide to speak up. But I can understand what Kid is saying, because it does look like she could possibly be a hypocrite. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But from what I've seen, which I'm going to talk about later, is the fact that from what I've seen so far, Amara appears to be genuine with her intentions in general. So I don't think that she's a hypocrite. I just think that, you know, that music video was not a good look. But like I said, I don't know the whole story behind it, but I would love for her to speak about it. If I ever had the chance to interview her, I would definitely ask her about that music video specifically. So I could not remember what the name of the video was. I stopped recording and went and looked it up, and it's Se Que Soy. I hope I pronounced that correctly, but yeah, I remember that video. And yeah, you know, it really looked like she was the side chick, so-called side chick, or the other woman in the video. Yeah, you know, I might even send her a tweet asking her about it. Hopefully she'll reply. So Kid Organik brought up a point in this video, something that I've mentioned in videos as well. Something I've noticed is that this whole thing about colorism and in general the issues with black men and black women, the gender war, and just, you know, black women talking about dating out, and they're all of a sudden noticing men of other races and ethnicities and whatnot. The gender war, at least when it comes to most black women from the United States of America. This whole issue between black men and black women all boils down to one thing. In most cases, from what I've seen, these women want to be the most desired women on the planet. They want for non-black men, because black men from the United States of America prefer black women from the United States of America over all other women, evidenced by who they marry and whatnot. But essentially, these women want, remember, black women from the United States of America is who I'm talking about here. They want non-black men to desire them as much, and in many cases even more so, than they desire the women from their groups. They want white men, Asian men, Arabian men, Hispanic men, etc., to think that they're the best looking, smartest, most lovable thing in the world. They want to be this coveted possession by non-black men. That's what they want. And they're not going to get it. But essentially, that's what it's all about. Now, when it comes to women from Africa, when it comes to women from the Caribbean and other places, I'm not saying that that's what they want. But as far as black women, once again, from the USA, yeah, that's what these swirlers and these women who are now figuring out there's other men on the earth as if they haven't always, quote, dated out. Well, the ones that could. They want to act like they just discovered non-black men and as if they haven't been always. Anyways, I mean, come on now. Anybody who's from the hood, John meant that family where all the kids were black except for that one was mixed. And you're looking at the mixed kid like, you're looking at it like, oh, I guess your mama skipped the black stick that time, huh? Anybody from the hood knows them families, but you know, let me chill, man. Anyway, back to what Kid Organik was saying. He brought up another thing that you may have heard in my videos too. I noticed this too, that black men are the scapegoat. You know, just like, well, Obama's not black, he's mixed, but like how Obama was scapegoated by the so-called conservatives. Like whenever anything bad happens, they're like, thanks Obama, I blame Obama, it's his fault, that dang Obama. That's the way a lot of black American women, particularly from the USA, act towards black men from the USA. They play this whole game where no matter what happens, no matter whether or not they screw up or somebody screw things up for them, at the end of the day, it's the black man's fault anyway. The black man is the scapegoat. He is to be blamed no matter what. But the thing about black women from the USA is they use everybody. You know, like that's why 90-something% of them are Democrats, because they think that they're getting something out of it. You know, and what I noticed a lot of black women from the USA, they hate to try to do for self. They pretend that they're dependent, but they've created a false reality for themselves. None of the delusional things that they're saying about them being, let me see, queens, goddesses, black girl magic. Let me see, the most desired women on the planet, the most imitated women on the planet, the most understood women on the planet, the most abused women on the planet. They're always the most, like no matter whether it's good or it's bad, they're always the most. They always have to have more. Just greedy with these black women from the USA. And for the record, let me take the time out to say this, not all. There's just some retards right now hearing what I'm saying and like me, you can't say that. You can't say all. Well, I did not say all. And even if I did, I could say it if I wanted to. But that's not what I said. For all the dum-dums who are going to say that I'm saying that that's the way that all black women are. Okay? Because I know a lot of people are very slow. It's a shame you have to put up disclaimers for black chicks from the USA. But you have to. You have to say things like, I'm not saying all, or you'll be attacked later. Now, Kid Organik brought up the colorism activist and the pro-blacks on the YouTube. This is hilarious, man. You know, I try to stay away from those people. You know, I figured, you know what? Let me go ahead, take the time out to bring this up. So a few years ago, I used to be on a radio show. I used to call in, used to listen in, used to be in the chat rooms and stuff like that. And, you know, I was kind of trying to link up with them. This is before I started to get more popular on YouTube. Because, you know, Meat Magazine's been around since 2012. First video went up in 2013. But this is a few years ago. I tried to link up with them, and they were rivals of Tommy Sotomayor. They hated him, and I don't like Tommy Sotomayor. You know, he says a lot of right things, but then he goes, you know, saying things like he wishes death on black people, stuff like that. I can't co-sign that crap. You know, that's he just goes too far, and it's beyond free speech. He goes into the realm of hate speech. The things that he's saying are just so wrong that I just can't co-sign him. Which most black women don't really care about that stuff. They just care about the fact that he's talking about their hair. That's shameful. But anyways, he's over there saying things like there needs to be black genocide, and you fools are like, forget that. He made fun of my weave. Nigresses. Anyway, so I used to be a part of this radio show. Well, I wasn't really a part of it like that, but I was going to become a part of it. I was going to have a slot where I was going to, you guys know that I have my own radio show, but I was gonna team up with them, and at one point I was gonna possibly do a radio show with one of the women from that group. But you know, she found out about certain things that I believe in politically that didn't have anything to do with black women, certain things that I believe in politically, and like a typical black woman from the USA, she was like, in so many words, F you. Basically like, oh, there's no way that I would work with you because you believe in this and that. So in other words, since you don't believe in what I believe in, since you don't agree with me, since you're not appeasing my ego, I couldn't work with you. You know, get out of my face with that. But I thought she was a pretty intelligent woman and stuff like that. And I said, man, if I linked up with her, that would be really, really dope. You know, like a man and a woman, and we're talking about certain issues, you know, political issues, race issues, things like that. A lot of things that I don't completely shy away from on YouTube, but I talk about them sparingly because of the fact that, you know, I see where things are going. So I know better than to do that here, because I already foresaw a lot of the stuff that's coming right now as far as people being cracked down upon. Essentially, it's free speech. That's just really being cracked down upon. But I understand business is business. So, you know, you do business where your business is appreciated. So if my strong opinions about race, gender, and certain political views that I may have are not popular here on YouTube, then I'll just take those opinions elsewhere, keep them to myself. What's the point in paying for expressing those opinions later? It wouldn't behoove me to do that. But anyways, Kid brought up the colorist people, the people talking about, people talking about colorism and the pro-blacks in YouTube. Listen, he brought up the fact that some of these black women, and I don't have to name names, but basically some of these black women on YouTube that are on some pseudo pro-black stuff, or really they're pro-black woman, and that's really what the issue is. They're not really pro-black, they're pro-black female. That's why you'll see some of them, including the one that wears those nasty looking wigs. You know, the one from Washington. You know, the one that talks like this, the one that says the one that says things like this: evil alkaloid devils. What's something else that idiot says? 95% of black males are beta male coons. You black men, and the black men in Tariq's comment section. That chick, y'all should know who I'm talking about. The one who wears the wigs. If you don't know what I'm talking about, come to my comment section. Say meet. Who's the black woman with the funky wigs that you're talking about with the nasally voice? But you gotta say it like that so I know what you're talking about, and I'll tell you in the comment section. But I ain't gonna say it in the video because I don't want to be considered to be a bully. See what I'm saying? I know what to say and how to say it. I know how to do this. I know how to maneuver through this, y'all. I know how to fly through these crowds. Let me pilot the ship, this plane, whatever it is, heifels. But anyways, this is the thing, man. That chick right there is an agent who hates black men. And then there's this other one. Well, first of all, the one with the wigs that I was just talking about with the nasally voice. First of all, she got money from black men. I think her major donators are black males, but yet she says that 95% of black males are beta male coons, and she bashes black men every chance that she gets. In fact, that brother that was killed over there in Greece, you know, when the white guys jumped him, whatever, he took the picture with the white woman at the bar. I forget his name. I think his name started with a B or something. Matter of fact, let me go look it up so I can get this right and exact. Okay, the brother's name was Bakari Henderson. And I'm thinking this was like the middle of 2017 when it happened. Well, anyways, that heifer, the one with the wigs, with the nasally voice, said that he deserved what he got. In so many words, good for him. I don't care. F him. Because he took a picture with the white woman. Now, this is the same black woman that cried when people posted pictures of her with white people who were clowning her like she's not as pro-black as she claims to be, huh? Because look at her right here. White dude with for some reason, when black women take a picture with non-black men, particularly white men, they love for them to sit their hand on their hip or their waist. You see it all the time. It's very, it lets you know that that's his woman. The fact, I'm telling you, I noticed this years ago, man. When a black woman from America, United States of America, takes a picture with a non-black man, they're real quick to put their hand in their waist or their hip area. And the black women are just extremely comfortable with that. Just really weird stuff. And, when you see a black man take a picture with a white woman, they don't usually do that. I mean, that's like more or less something that you do when you know the person. Like, and it's, a lot of times the dude won't even know the black chick and just have his hand on her waist or her hip area. It's intrusive. It's very Harvey Weinsteinish, if you will. And for legal reasons, allegedly, Harvey Weinsteinish. But anyways, man, that's just my opinion on that particular topic. But that nasally voiced chick, she gets money from black men, yet she says things like Bakari Henderson deserved what he got. Curve stomped or whatever. However it specifically transpired, because all I know is that he was basically beaten to death by a group of white men after taking a picture with a white woman at a bar in Greece. But this is the thing, man. There's another chick who's supposed to be this anti-colorist chick, and ironically, both of their names start with C. And I'm not going to say this woman's name either, but she's a dark-skinned woman. She has an annoying voice as well. And this particular woman never shows her image because, well, they allegedly posted some pictures of her. Some people allegedly figured out like who she was because of some business this is why I never post my business information here. But basically, they allegedly figured out who the heck this woman was. And when you see what Jesus, that woman looked like this sound. That's what she looked like. I kid you not. And this heifer right here always talks about colorism and whatnot, yet and she's always talking crap about black men. Always has something negative and nasty to say about black men. She's an agent as well. She hates straight black men, just like Miss Wiggs hates black men. So the second chick that I'm talking about, she said that when it was time to accept donations for her little internet magazine, right? She received thousands of dollars of donations from black men. Now, remember, she always talks crap about black men. So, of course, the question is, now with all of this bigging up black women, talking about how great they are and how you understand if they want to date out because black men ain't all of that anyway, and always talking about all this colorism and how colorist black men are, you're always bashing black men. The majority of people who donated for your funky little magazine were what? Black males. You know what she had to say to that? Instead of her saying, you know what? They definitely came through. Thank you to the brothers that donated. Make sure you keep donating. And, we're going to continue to fight this colorism thing. That's not what the heifer said. We're talking about a black woman from the USA. You know what she said. Oh, you don't know what she said? The heifer said, well, they're men. They're supposed to pay for stuff anyway. You ungrateful wench. Of course, she's dated outside of her race. She says that she's with a black man now, but it doesn't really matter. In her heart, she has the heart of a bedwench. She needs to just go stay over the fence. She's going to diss black men, and then when they give her thousands of dollars, this heifer dares to say, well, you're men, you're supposed to pay for stuff anyway. With her dismissive, ungrateful, disgusting attitude. And you wonder why black men are like, I don't know about these heifers over here. You wonder why. But anyways, Kid Organik, mentioned something that is true, that when black people who are not from the USA decide to come over to so-called black America, they tend to use us for what they can get out of us and then throw us away. He didn't word it this way, but essentially that's what happens. And I understand exactly what he's saying, but this is the thing, man. I don't see Amara as one of those people. Like, I understand what he's saying, though, him being skeptical, but well, I was going to wait to say this, but you might say, well, why is she so pro-white? And why is she like not wanting to say negative things about non-black people and stuff like that? First of all, she's in the entertainment business, and that's a no-no. What's going to protect her when she says that? When you're a white supremacist, just for example, like conservatives, they have millions of people who will fund them. No matter what they do, even when they commit a crime, when they kill a black child or whatever, they have a system set in place which is basically a mental system. It's a mind state. That is the system itself. And they know how to send out dog whistles and whatnot, how to use code words, these thugs, the value of our houses and our neighborhood is going down, all this other stuff, gentrification, we're making things better here, all these different things that they're saying, the crime rates, they know what they mean. We know what they mean when they say what they think. Chicago, we know all the buzzwords and whatnot, and they do too. And they already know, like, I'm saying, hey, I'm reaching out for some help, my white brother, secret handshake, and that's basically the password, wink, wink. So give me what I need, so then that way I can continue to promote this agenda. They're all on the same page. At the end of the day, they're willing to put their differences aside in order to ensure their survival via white supremacy. Now, if Amara came out talking some old F these white people stuff, that's not good for business for her, because what is she really? Do you want her to sabotage her own career? Also, even though she may come off as somewhat disingenuous to somebody looking from the outside, where they're like, wait a minute, Amara should have said this or should have done that, because these white folks out here wild and she needs to call them out. At the end of the day, the way that I see her, there's two things. Number one, in her culture, even though there may be colorism, if you're Dominican, you're Dominican. Whether you're dark or a light-skinned Dominican, you're all Dominican. Same thing with Puerto Ricans. Like, I'm talking about on the island of Puerto Rico. Like, when you go to certain places, they'll tell you in a second, like, yeah, you're one of us. I may be better than you because I'm lighter than you, but you still are one of us. So there is some sort of, even though you know that you're being abused, even though you understand that you're at the bottom of the caste system, the casta system, even though you know at the end of the day you're right there at the bottom of the pyramid and you're not at the top, you still feel as if you're a part of that. It's hard for people to just basically break away from their culture, from their family. She probably has white Latinos in her family, or Asian ones. It's hard for people to just dismiss their belief, their reality, suspend their reality to embrace yours. So I'm not expecting Amara to say, you know what, F these Dominicans, I'm black like you black Americans. I don't expect her to do that, because that's asking a lot. That's asking much from her. I don't know if she's ever even visited America until now, rather the USA. I don't, the States. I don't know, as they call it in England. I don't know whether or not that's, something that she's done before. So I'm not going to sit up there and say that she needs to speak like us, that she needs to see things exactly the way that we do, because we look at her as being black. She knows that she's black, and she said that. So that's good enough for me for now. I don't really expect her to just, like become like another black American who just happens to speak Spanish. I understand that she has her own culture, and they have their own way to do things, their own foods, dances, certain things that they'll do, maybe certain holidays that she celebrates and stuff like that. I don't want her to be American washed, because I understand that she comes from a structure that already exists, and that is her reality. I get it. So I think we have to be careful with that, like trying to force her onto our side, if you will. I hate to word it like that, but that's the way that it's perceived. And that's the thing. You have to look at things from other people's perspectives. Since she has a different perspective from me, we have to communicate with each other in a different way other than you black and that's that. Yeah, but I don't see her as somebody who's like a culture vulture or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, from what I've seen so far, I don't think she's trying to use black people. She seems to be pretty genuine. Oh, another thing I meant to mention. She appears to be, now listen up, this is very important. Now, black people have been affected by colorism a little bit, racism, which is our real problem, where it's more or less a colorist thing where she's from what she's saying. But remember, this is somebody who actually lived there saying this. But if you really think about who Amara is and everything that she said, if you watched and listened to enough of her interviews, if you've seen her on TV, if you knew who she was before she went on TV, if you listen to her music, Go look up the English lyrics, look up the English translations. Once you start to look into who she is and into her psyche and how things are from her perspective and the way that she sees the world, once you analyze who she is and what she represents, she appears to be a humanitarian of sorts and what they call a bleeding heart. She's somebody who seems to go with her heart, whatever she's passionate with, and she seems to love everyone. She seems to be one of those types of people. So when you're dealing with somebody who's a humanitarian, of course they're not going to throw one group under the bus or another. Like, I don't see her saying these dang gay people or these dang straight people, these dang Chinese people. I don't see her throwing any particular group or grouping of people under the bus like that, because of the fact that she, at least from what I've seen, appears to be one of those people who's trying to accept everybody. Now, unless the person's trying to harm others. Like, I don't see her standing up for Nazis or anything, you know what I'm saying? But as long as you're not out there doing things to intentionally harm people and whatnot, then she appears to embrace basically everybody. I just see her as being a humanitarian. And I can see how that could throw some brothers off, because as far as like black women in the USA, there's not that many humanitarians. So when you see a black woman on some "I just love everyone" type stuff, it kind of throws you off a little bit. Like, what's this ever talking about? What you talking about, Willis? Because we're not used to that. But that's just what I see from her. And I know there's some black women from the USA who are humanitarians. I get it. There's a handful of them, like Raven Simone. But y'all laugh at her. But we'll talk about her in another video. I love me some Raven, right? I got a video sticking up for her for what she has said about the picture with Diddy and them promoting negative stereotypes and whatnot. I'll talk about that in a whole nother video. It's coming, Jesus. Wait for it. So one of the things the kid pointed out was the fact that black people were just too accepting. And yeah, I do totally agree with that as far as black people from America, the USA, we're being specific. That's how the smallpox blankets got handed out, by being too accepting. Shout out to the ancestors. Ashe. All right, so Kid brought up music videos, like so-called urban music, black, rap, hip hop, R&B. And he's talking about like the different colors of the women that are in the music videos, the models and actresses that are in the music videos, the dancers and whatnot. And it's very interesting that he brought this up, because remember I was talking about two different women on YouTube, which the two different women whose names start with C. The one who is a brown skin, wig wearing, nasally voiced heifer who lives over in Washington. And then there's the other one with the annoying voice whose name starts with C, who's overweight, dark skin, and always talks about colorism, always cries about it, and has a corny little magazine dedicated to the promotion of dark skinned women. That one. This heifer, I'm glad that Kid brought this up, because this reminds me of something I heard this heifer talk about. I think it was Bryson Tiller, who did a music video with a bunch of dark-skinned women, very beautiful women. I think that they were models for that guy, Fawcett. I'll be right back. Let me go look up who this brother's name is. He's this amazing photographer who does these really great Instagram live shows. I saw these two cute sisters dancing on Instagram Live one time, and boy, the one that won, anyways, I ain't gonna talk about how fine she is, but anyway, he has a bunch of fine models. But let me make sure I shout out this guy. Let me make sure I get his name right. Okay, the photographer I was thinking of, his name is Facet, Facet. So make sure to follow him on Instagram. He does these amazing photo shoots of these beautiful models, and a lot of them are dark skinned, right? Since we're talking about colorism. And then this dude Bryson Tiller, the R&B singer, he came out with a music video. Now, what was the name of that Bryson Tiller song with all them beautiful models? It was Something Tells Me. Now, there were lighter skinned models in there too, but there was enough dark skinned models to please the most advantageous colorist activist heifer out there, you would think, right? Because these heifers are always complaining about, there's no dark-skinned women in the music videos. You black men are always promoting the light-skinned women. All you like is the red bones. All you like is white women. There's only non-black women in the music videos. What about the dark-skinned sisters? So he had Bryson Tiller, that is, which I swear these models must be models for Face It, because they look like they are. Anyways, all these beautiful goddesses of all different complexions. But there was a handful of darker ones. And this heifer, the one with the corny little magazine promoting dark-skinned women, had the ever-loving nerve to sit up there and say that the black women did not look black enough for her. I'm not talking about their complexions. I'm saying, like, I guess their noses didn't look like they were smashed in. They didn't look black enough for her. They didn't have big, wide noses and nappy bushels on the top of their heads that would break combs just by looking at them. They weren't black enough for her. Like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. It's like, there's always a complaint. These women were freaking beautiful. I mean, they were so fine, they would make the mean 3.5 inches so hard that it would shatter. I'm talking about just, make you stiff. But anyways, back to what Kid Organik was saying. I'm just talking about a bunch of stuff at this point. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Don't drink while blogging. Sorry this video is so long. Anyways, so Kid Organik brought up a great point, and something that I was just talking about with a female family member the other night. So I actually watched Love and Hip Hop at a relative's house the other night. And I said, man, when the credits were rolling for Love and Hip Hop Miami, the opening credits, and I'm like, man, I can't wait to see her. You know, they haven't been showing too much of her. And my relative said to me, see, my relative thought that I was talking about Amara, but they've been showing a lot of Amara. She's basically the star of the show, which I told people that Trina would not be the star of the show. So at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, you know, I want to see some more of her. My relative thought I was talking about Amara. I was talking about Veronica Vega. I wanted to see more of her and her story, because she's been basically gypped this season. They're barely showing any of Veronica Vega. I think that she's a very interesting woman. And there's a lot of different things I love about Veronica, not just the way that she looks. But I really wanted to see her, a lot more of her this season. I'm like, dang, like, when are they going to show my girl? And my female family member thought that I was talking about Amara. And I'm like, well, no, they've been showing a lot of her. Plus, I'm tired of hearing about the colorism thing, because we're like 5-6 episodes in, and I love Amara and I understand what she's going through, but I want to see more of Veronica, one of the people that they've barely shown any of. And when I see Amara, I want to hear about something other than this colorism stuff. And I understand it's a real issue, but it's like, when I see her, I don't want to just specifically associate her with the chick who suffered from colorism in the Dominican Republic. Look at me sound like I'm eating coochie while I'm talking. I don't want to see her and think the victim of colorism. I want to see her and think, yeah, I like that hot song that she has, the one that was produced by Timbaland. That's what I want to think about when I see her. I want to think about her talent. And I also want to think about how fine she is, because Amara, in my opinion, is like the hottest chick on the planet. She's Portia fine. She's tied with Portia Williams and Tiffany Campbell, the 3 hottest chicks in the world, 3 hottest amigas ever. But anyways, I'll talk about all of that another time. I still got that video coming. I'm gonna take a note. I gotta make that video. Jesus, it's coming soon. I promise. By tomorrow, the latest. So boom, right? I said to my female relative, like, I'm tired of hearing about the colorism thing. I want to see something else from her, like her they showed a short performance of hers where she was singing on stage or whatever, but I don't, for what I remembered, maybe I'm not remembering this correctly, because I saw her dancing and I could see it in my head. I don't remember whether or not I heard her voice. And it's like, dude, like, I want to see more of her music. I want to see her in the studio. I want to see her performing. That's what I want to see from her. All of this stuff about accept my afro and all this stuff. It's like, dude, they put afros on clowns and big noses on clowns. That's why black women are contouring their noses. That's why black women are wearing straight wigs and weaves. Black women don't want their big nigger nose. They don't want their nappy niggers lion manes. They don't want that crap. They're making fun of black people, saying, look at you, big foot, big nose, nappy headed things. That's the way that they look at us. They don't like the way that looks. They don't think it's elegant, like young Hollywood. It's not an elegant look. Can't you switch it up? That's not elegant. They're letting you know that that's the way that they perceive things. And once again, you have to understand things from other people's perspectives. So since they don't accept it, why try to force them to? You know, if you don't want to be discriminated against, that's fine. But trying to make them like it is a whole different story. And at this point, the fact that Love and Hip Hop Miami did something as boring, narrow-minded and naive as showing us like 5-6 episodes of this colorism storyline, it's like, dude, she's a musician. I think she might do some modeling, but she definitely acts. Like, I want to see her like saying something really crazy. And I'm like, what is she talking about? And then like cut. And she's like, you know, doing some sort of role or something. And she's like, yeah, this is behind the scenes of such and such show that I'll do. I want to see something like that. I want to see her in a happy space. I'm tired of seeing Amara upset because she's a very lively and happy lady. And I do not like seeing her crying all the time and upset and she's fighting with people. I don't like when I see her, I don't see that. I see the sweet lady beneath that, and I really don't like her being depicted in such a negative light. Just like every time they bring Veronica Vega on the screen, there's always some drama. And Veronica Vega, from what I've seen, is not dramatic like that. And I don't see that for Amara either. They may be like very like, ah, da, 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 but that's because they're Latinas, and that's the way the Latinas talk. Cardi B talks like that. They're very, da, 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 you know, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, dang, is she crazy or something? Like, why is she talking like that? But that's because that's their culture. Like, if you ever watch their entertainment, like a lot of they're like over the top, but it's like they don't mean it in a negative way. They don't mean it in a disdainful way. It's just a part of their culture that they kind of talk like that. A lot of foreigners in general talk like that, you know. But anyways, I want to see Amara in a more positive light, because depicting her in this negative light, it's not helping her career at all. I mean, don't get it twisted. At the beginning it was, but now it's getting stale. It's getting old. Okay, we heard about the colorism thing. Where's the music? Can we hear a song or something? Like, you know how like they promote people's songs in the show where they'll play it during a scene and then they'll be like music from the cast or music that we showed on the show, and then they'll show you like the cover of the album or the single or whatever. Like, that's what I want to see. I want to see her music being promoted, because as of right now, it seems as if this colorism crap is if that's her whole life. Like, that's what we know about Amara. We know she's from the Dominican Republic. She faced colorism. She does not like young Hollywood. She has beef with Veronica Vega, and her mom is cool as I don't know what. That's all we know about her. But we haven't really seen her shine yet. Let her shine. Dang. Because right now you're dulling her light. Keep talking about this colorism stuff. It's like, we get that it's an issue. We need some closure on the issue, so that way we can move on. So I'm going to move on to what Kid Organik went to say, and I'm going to wrap this video up. Okay, so Kid Organik brought up another great point, which was the fact that some of these women who talk in this colorism stuff will talk about how cute Serena Williams' baby is, her little mixed baby with that white dude from Reddit that she married. Or they'll talk about how they agree with Tiffany Jolene. Tiffany Jolene was some white heifer who who basically made up this story about how black men, I guess, were like sliding up in her DMs and trying to get at her. And when they were trying to get at her, they were like throwing black women under the bus. Come to find out, the woman was full of crap. What she was saying was basically stolen from some stuff she, I guess, read on the internet that black women were saying. And she took like bits and pieces, I guess, of different black women's comments and made some like long letter just telling this story of how black men ain't nothing. Come to find out, the heifer stole what she said, put it all together, put it out there as if they were her own words, and she's married to a black man. It was all a joke, you know. So black women, of course, went to her side, and they're like, that's right, get those black men, they ain't nothing, she's invited to the barbecue. And you know, black people from the USA are very easily suckered because they face so much well, really it's black men that are facing so much adversity. For black women, it's really not that hard. It's all in their heads. It really is all in their heads. That's why the swirlers are always saying stuff like, hey, black women, don't worry about these black men being gunned down by the police. It's not you that it's being done to. Let them ninjas die. The swirlers will tell you in a second. It's not us that are facing the hot end of a barrel. It's black men. Don't worry about them. Don't march or protest for them. Don't care about them. Have y'all ever heard that? I have plenty of times. I've seen plenty of messages and heard enough videos to let you know that a lot of black women who are into pink pigtail penis are always saying stuff like that. Okay? So, with that said, it's really not that hard for black women in the United States of America. It honestly is not. However, black women want to be the most victimized people on the planet. And then they go quoting stuff like, well, Malcolm X said that the most disrespected woman on the planet is the black woman, or however the quote goes. And it's like, look, I don't give a dang what red Mr. Get Your Head Out the Bowl, Mr. Conk in the hair, straightening his hair, Malcolm X had to say about who was a victim or this, that, and the third. Because remember, black women, as the swirlers would say, he's the one that got gunned down, right? Not you. So hush your heifers. He's saying that y'all the most disrespected, but he's the one who got shot. Get your hand out, get your hand out of my pocket. For anybody who saw the Malcolm X movie, shout out to Spike Lee. Anyways, man, so the black woman wants to be the most victimized person on the planet. She gotta have it. Spike Lee reference, but we got to do the right thing, and understand that we're learning via these YouTube videos and in these school days. I keep making Spike Lee references. It's the black men who were dying in Chirac. Shout out to all the Spike Lee references. Those are Spike Lee movies that I'm throwing in there being entertaining. Anyways, I've never seen Amara. As a matter of fact, I'll use, since we were talking about Serena Williams. Kid brought up Serena Williams. As much as black women claim that I hate them, and as much as they claim that I hate the swirlers so much, when have I ever thrown my girl Serena Williams under the bus? Have I ever done that? Can anybody name the video where I defecated on Serena Williams? It doesn't exist. Let me tell you why. I've never heard Serena Williams, the greatest tennis player of all time, throw black men under the bus. So despite the fact that I may disagree with her mating choices, she's still my sister. Despite the fact that I don't agree with who she married, since she's never said anything negative about me that I can remember, I'm not going to throw her under the bus either. My problem is like the wrestling chick. What was that whore's name? She was the really sucky wrestling chick. I didn't even know who the heck she was. But when she said that crap to Team Arian Andrews, she's this cute Valley girl voice having bedwench heifer. Like, she ain't nothing, but she's pretty though. She's really cute, brown skin, banging body, real good looking chick. Any dude would try to holler at her. And she was talking to TMZ, and they had asked her about men or something. I don't remember I don't remember what it was, but she made sure to throw in there that she likes white guys and something about making mixed babies. It was some real bedwench suspect stuff. It was real dumb, real dumb. It wasn't just one comment. There were some dumb comments, and people were clowning her about it and whatnot. And I also made a video about it. And I don't think I called her like a bunch of names or anything like that, but I basically say, this is what she said, this is why I disagree with it or whatever. But I was careful about the way that I spoke about the situation, because I know how black women are, and of course they fell for it as always. And in the comment section, people were saying things like, who cares about what she's dating and blah blah blah, and that wasn't even the point of the video. I can't remember exactly what I said, but I know how black women are. I know the way they think. They automatically go to whatever's negative, because black women are negative energy vampires or psychic vampires, and they thrive off of evil energy. So I knew exactly what they were going to say. They're just going to say anything negative that comes to mind, even if what they're saying doesn't make any sense. It doesn't matter whether or not it's rational. It doesn't matter whether or not it's factual. Just the fact that it's something negative to say, that they're going to say it. So, of course, black women were attacking me and whatnot, and you need to mind your business and blah, 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 all that. You know how they are. We all know how they are. But anyway, the Arian Andrews chick, fine as hell. I just saw on IMDb somebody had made a list of like the worst female wrestlers and put her at #1. So like this chick is a nobody in wrestling. She's this sucky female wrestler. I've heard other people on other websites say the same thing. That chick sucks. She was a terrible wrestler. Oh my God. Oh, she sucked when she was on there. All types of crap that people were talking about her. That didn't have anything to do with her being a bedwench, which she is. But basically, when it comes to the... Wait, where was I going with this? Why did I even mention this ever? Hold on, let me go back. I'll be right back. Let me figure out. I'm lost. I'm rambling. Don't drink while blogging. I'll be right back. Okay, yeah. I remember now. So the reason why I have a bone to pick with the heifer from wrestling, where I don't have really anything negative to say about Serena Williams, is because of the simple fact that she was promoting white men, and the way she did it was like a really scummy, stupid way. Like she comes across as like being an airhead, just like a really good looking airhead. She's just very, very dumb, and the fact that she's like talking about making mixed babies, and like she wasn't trolling. You know, I joke around, the white woman is God. I just say a lot of stupid stuff just to, you know, make people laugh, just to bust people's ovaries and bust balls. It's just always just messing around. But the simple fact that she was promoting making mixed babies, it's like one thing if, for example, you're speaking about a particular topic and you say something positive about how cute mixed babies are. Depending on how you word it, I wouldn't have anything to say. You know, babies are adorable. Well, a lot of babies are ugly, but that's a whole nother topic. There's some ugly babies out here. Some of y'all in my comment section were some ugly babies. But the point is this, though, man. My whole point is this. That at the end of the day, depending on the context in which you're speaking in and the way that you word things, those factors will determine whether or not I will have a negative view of you and negative things to say in a video, or whether or not I'll have something positive to say about you, or will think something negative or positive about you. And the way that she spoke about mixed babies and liking white men, it was like out of context. I don't remember what TMZ specifically said to her, but I'm like, why is she talking about this stuff? Like, how did we get there? As a matter of fact, I'm going to go to that video and let me find out why she said that, because I can't remember. Okay, this is what it was. TMZ was asking her about The Rock running for president, the wrestler Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, wrestler and actor. And then afterwards, they asked her whether or not she dates white guys. Instead of her saying, yeah, of course, you know, I date whatever, or sure, yeah, I'll date a white guy, or something like that, her response was, I love white guys. I actually don't date black guys. Really? Literally, that was her response. I love white guys. Actually, I don't date black guys. And then she says she says something like a little chocolate and a little vanilla make cute babies. Something to that effect. And it's like, you know, people are like, what the hell? Why did she just say that? You know, and of course, people called her out for it because she sounded like a buffoon. And then it was hilarious because black women were defending her, saying, well, that's her choice. And it's like, it's not the fact that it's her choice, nigresses. It's the way that she worded it. The fact that she just came out of nowhere saying all this mess, and it was the way that she said it. She sounded like an idiot, which she is. But anyways, y'all, man. Anyways. Let me go back to the kid video real quick, because we're at the end of the show. Dang, we're over 52 minutes in, and I don't want to say goodbye. But I'm going to have to say goodbye to y'all. So I got to go smash some of my haters' mothers. Kid brought up the Meghan Markle chick, man. It's hilarious. I meant to make a video about that, like when it was a big thing when the news came out that she was getting married to the Prince guy, whichever Prince it was. It wasn't my Prince. My Prince wears purple. But anyways, R.I.P. to Prince, Mr. Prince Rogers Nelson. But anyways, long story short, Meghan Markle is a black princess queen or whatever, according to Blackwood. Of course, she's probably not going to end up with any sort of title by marrying that white man. And, you know, she's barely black herself. Like, her mother looks like she's mixed and her father is obviously a white guy. So I wouldn't be surprised if Meghan Markle is 20, 25%, 30% black max. I wouldn't be surprised. If she is 40 to 50% black, then hey, whatever. Like I told you before, mixed people aren't black anyway. They're mixed. But long story short, Black women were going crazy, getting mad at Tyrese for calling his beautiful wife is Black Queen because she doesn't even look black. But then Meghan Markle, a woman who told you heifers she's not black, gets accepted by black women as being this black woman. When they see her, they see Queen Nefertiti. When they see her, they see Angela Bassett. When they see Meghan Markle, they see Lauryn Hill. Now, don't ask me how that happened. But, well, like I said, black women from the USA are freaking delusional. Meghan Markle, I swear to God, I saw comments. Listen to me. Non-black men said, Bible, white guys, the same ones that y'all worship and love so much, were like, wait a minute, that heifer's not white? Meghan Markle's not a white woman? I don't like her anymore. I used to like her. I used to want to smash that. I used to want to whatever. I used to be a fan. I thought she was a white woman this whole time. I'm not making this up. That's what they were saying. Keep thinking that purple lasagna between your legs is magic. I got that from a white guy, by the way. A white guy made a YouTube video talking about how to have sex with black women, and he referred to your vaginas as purple lasagna. Same white guys you worship and love so much. All right, so Kid Organik brought up the hilarious Jacob Mason versus Angel Ramirez Jordan beef. That mess was funny. I remember when that happened. You know, I know a lot about a lot of different things that happen on this YouTube thing, but I don't talk about it. It's like I be seeing stuff, but I just kind of keep it to myself. You know what I'm saying? Or at least I don't say it to y'all. I don't commit it to video or post it on my blog. So basically, Angel Ramirez Jordan is this mixed dude. He's like a black Rican or something like that. And he makes videos about how wonderful black women are. And black women swoon over him. You know, he has the good hair and the light skin. All the stuff that you black heifers love so much. He looks exotic. He doesn't look like a black guy. You wouldn't even know that he was mixed. You would think he was just a Rican or something. So, you know, he has that the mixed guy magic that you heifers love so much. And Jacob Mason was this white dude who made like a video or two, and black women were sending it around on social media because some white dude was talking about how much he loves black women. And I heard that he was like doing it to promote a dating website or something like that. So basically he was doing it for profit or to help somebody's business or both. It was some sort of business arrangement, allegedly. And black women were swooning over it, and they were throwing it in black men's faces and whatnot. You know, they were so easily impressed by this white man talking about how, let me say like the nationalists, the alt-right nationalists to say this, white, you got to say it with an HW, white men, like Jay Rattel, the white man was talking about how much he loves black women, and the heifers were going crazy, right? So boom, Angel Ramirez Jordan got into it with this dude or whatever, like he was calling him out like, man, this white dude is full of it, da-da-da-da, black women, you know. They started turning on Angel Ramirez Jordan like, bruh, you're jealous of that white guy. Listen, did Angel Ramirez Jordan learn his lesson of sticking up for black women and how they would throw it up in your face? Like I told you before, that whore got thousands, the one I mentioned before, the one from YouTube, got thousands of dollars for her business from black men and said, oh, well, they're just supposed to give it to me anyway. That's your job. So that's what black women think of you as. Okay? I'm not saying all, but enough of them to cause a lot of trouble. And thankfully, black men don't look at black women like that. You know, despite the negative things that black women say, and, you know, how they so conveniently easily forget everything positive that any black man has ever done in their lifetime. They're like, no black man ever did nothing for me. No, you just don't remember because you don't care. You don't remember the kind gestures. You don't remember the selfless things black men have done for you in your entire lifetime. Plenty of things that go without a thank you, and black men still put up with you. Well, these other brothers do. But yeah, man, this is the thing. The reason why Charlemagne the God asked Amara whether or not the colorism thing may be in her head is because, being from America, colorism is not really the issue. The issue is racism. You have to conquer racism. That's it. That's what we face over here in the USA, in the States. All right. But black women attacked Charlemagne and the Breakfast Club, and it was trending way up at the top on Twitter the day that the interview went down between Amara and the Breakfast Club, because black women want to be victims so bad that they're like, oh, this is something that we can use to get attention and be viewed as victims. And it's like they missed the point. They missed the ball every freaking time. It seems like it's like they really don't get it. And at this point, I don't even believe that the majority of black American women from the USA are ever going to get it. That's why I don't even waste my time, because it's like I already know better. They want to stick up for Amara because they're like, well, she's a black woman and she's a dark-skinned black woman, and that's how the original woman looked, and all this other stuff that they've been brainwashed to believe. You don't know how the original woman looked because you weren't here on Earth when the first people well, then again, anyway, I have my theories about that, and I don't even know whether or not there was ever a first person. I don't think that civilization started with one single person. I don't believe that. But the point is this, though. They'll say stupid things like, well, the dark-skinned black woman was the first person on the earth, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, look, man, I understand that you want to stick up for your sister, and I'm definitely against colorism. All jokes and stupidity aside. However, us people in the USA are facing racism, white supremacy, stuff like that. Those are the issues that we're facing. Trying to push this counter, what's the word for it? This counter oppression, I guess you could say, is, you know, racism is one of the things that us oppressed people are facing. Trying to say, well, racism is an issue, but colorism is also an issue, or colorism is a part of racism, and that's what we need to focus on. It's like, look, racism is the damn problem. Trying to chop things up and what, you're just being divisive at that point. This is why, like, whether you realize it or not, the colorism debate is weakening black people and is splintering black people off, and it's diverting attention from racism. So we can't even fight against white supremacy to protect ourselves, because dark-skinned black women from the USA are like, well, I want to be considered more beautiful than Drea Michelle, who's freaking beautiful, because the reason why you know who she is because she's light-skinned. Really? So is the reason why I know who Gabrielle Union is because she's light-skinned? She's dark-skinned. So how do I know who she is? And you can't say she has a big butt because Gabrielle Union is not bootylicious. So you can't use that argument. Well, y'all just like her because she got a big butt, because that's what the heifers say. They'll say, well, you just like Juju because she has a big butt. And so that counterbalances the fact that she's dark-skinned because her butt is big. So that's what y'all looking at. It's like, oh my God. It's like, black men, you got to realize something. These black women are going to pick apart every little thing and be, this is why I told y'all before, stop listening to black women, period. Now that may sound effed up and y'all might be like, Meat, how could you say that? You sound like a male chauvinist pig. You sound like a sexist. I don't like what you're saying. It sounds like you're attacking black women. Guess what? I don't care. Take it however you want to take it, heifers. At the end of the day, now, don't get it twisted. There are a small minority of black females from the USA who get it, or at least kind of get it, and get it enough that they could be helpful. But the majority, the vast majority of black females, not just black women, black females from the USA don't get it. And you're wasting your time trying to explain anything to them. And caring about what black women think and their feelings is exactly why things are the way that they are now, because you're so busy trying to appease them. Other groups of men, they're like, I don't care what these bees have to say. We're going to do whatever the hell we want anyway. And that's the way that you black dudes need to be. Stop worrying about what these women have to say, because remember, I'm Mr. Simp, right? That's what everybody says. I'm Mr. Simp. Listen to me. Don't care about what they have to say, because caring about what they have to say is exactly why you are where you are now, trying to appease black females. Your mother, your sister, your daughter, your wife, whoever. Don't try to appease the heifer. All right? That's where y'all Negroes go wrong every single time. And whatever you do for them will go thanklessly, and they'll forget in a picosecond what you did or said for them. These black men never let it. That's because you just don't remember, because you don't care. All the different times black men done did this and done did that, none of it goes with a thank you or second thought. Because like the heifer who got the thousands of dollars for her magazine said, you're supposed to do that anyway. Now, Kid Organik brought up something. A chick who did Ghetto Gaggers, Triple X videos, porn star chick. I think he's talking about Raven Masterson. I forget what her name was. It Felicia or something in the Ghetto Gaggers series? Ghetto Gaggers is like this abusive Triple X series where white men spit in black women's faces, stick it in their butt, make them throw up on themselves and whatnot. It's a very degrading series of videos, and you don't see black men doing that with white women or with black women, because black men aren't typically into that sort of thing. As bad as they try to make us seem, as much as they demonize us, white men have a Triple X series dedicated to screwing black women, where they make them throw up on themselves and abuse them, and black women barely ever, if ever, mention it, and plenty of black women know about it. But black men, the reason why they don't typically call it out is because they don't really have a problem with it, and they like it. That's the crazy thing about it. But anyways, I've seen brothers call it out on YouTube, and they're like, man, why don't these black women speak up about ghetto gaggers? Because they are ghetto gaggers. Because they like being treated that way by the white man. And you might say, well, they complain about it when I do. Well, you're not white. Truth hurts, doesn't it? Let me say it to you like David Kiro. You Negroes. let me smoke this cigar. Now as I get into this masterpiece, this rabbit hole, if you will. No, but seriously, I think that the porn chick that Kid mentioned at the end of his video, I think he's talking about Raven Masterson. She was in Ghetto Gaggers. She was also on Rock of Love. She's like some sort of psychic person or something now on YouTube. She's like, call me now, like Miss Cleo, and she's talking about white supremacy and how much she hates the white man, but yet she's hooking and she'll sleep with them for money. If he's talking about her, then I know exactly who he's talking about. And wait, hold on, let me go back to the Kid video real quick. Let me hear what he had to say about her. Let me make sure. Okay, I can't confirm whether or not he's talking about Raven Masterson from Rock of Love. But can somebody please let me know whether or not that's who he's referring to? If so, I know who that is, 100%. But the thing about it is this, man. He said that whoever it was that he was talking about. Oh, by the way, the chick who I'm talking about also goes by the name, was it the Happy Hooker 83? I think that used to be her YouTube name. She was like a prostitute, whatever. But anyways, Kid Organik said that some porn star chick who did Ghetto Gaggers was like, yeah, these black men at this porn awards showcase got more awards than the black women, and these black men are coons. Then now I don't understand how that crept up in Kid's video, but that is hilarious, and I would love to know which chick said this, but I think it was Raven Masterson. But as hilarious as that is, it's funny because she talked. If this is who I'm thinking about, this woman has done videos about sleeping with white men for money. Like that's her job. If you want to call prostituting a job, and I'm not throwing her under the bus. But I've heard her say some real crazy stuff in the past. And I was supposed to be going somewhere with this. Okay, what was my point of even mentioning that part? At the end of the day, no matter how lowly a black woman is, no matter what she's done in her life, no matter what her sins and transgressions are, she's not a black male. Therefore, she can always go lower. It's just like how white supremacists look at themselves as being better than black men no matter what. Black women feel the same way too. Everyone gets that privilege except for straight black men. Because we are the only ones who are truly disadvantaged in America. That's why racism is more important than colorism. And that's why black women who hate black men focus on colorism, because they feel that colorism is a black female issue. They're not concerned with racism because they think that racism is a black male issue, because they always have female privilege to fall back on, including being protected, paid, promoted, exalted, etc., just for being a female. They know at the end of the day their female privilege is so valuable. Racism doesn't really affect black women that much anyway. That's why the swirlers and whatnot are trying to wake the other black women up and say, hey, psst, come over here. That's them ninjas' problem. They're the ones getting killed by the police and whatnot. We don't have to worry about that. The black American woman from the USA cries about colorism. And remember, these are the ones that are actually doing this. The reason why they're crying about colorism is generally for one of two reasons. Number one, they're ugly and men are not attracted to them in general, and they want resources and leverage. Or number two, it's a dog whistle, just like how racist people have their dog whistle to gain sympathy, to get money, to reach out to one another, to speak in code, etc. That's their way of dog whistling non-black men and saying, hey, we're available to you. It's just a dog whistle. Because as far as black women from the USA are concerned, they get paid far less than a white man, even less than white women. White women get paid less than white men. Black women get paid the least, or do Hispanics get paid even less than them? Anyway, the point is this though. Black women get paid way less than white men. Now that's a real issue, and it comes from racism, not colorism. At the end of the day, these black women are trying to use colorism as a way of making themselves damsels in distress and telling the white knights, I'm the princess that you have to save in this game here. And that's all it is. It's just a game. However, Amara La Negra, where she's from, colorism and that caste system is, I guess, a real issue. But the way that colorism works there is not the way that it works here. Colorism over there in the Dominican Republic is like, oh, you're darker, you're lighter, you come on in, you stay out, let's do the paper bag test. It's like that type of thing. Here it's like black and white, you know. But then again, there's a lot of classism here as well. There's classism, colorism, there's a whole bunch of isms. I'm going to go listen to Mad Ism by Channel Live featuring KRS-One after doing this video, because I just thought about that song. I haven't heard it in a long time. All right, y'all. But anyway, the point is this, man. These black chicks talking about this colorism crap, they're generally either one or two types. Either they're butt ugly and black men don't like them, or they're trying to gain the attention of non-black men by making themselves damsels in distress by saying, look, there's an issue. Can you please solve it for me? Non-black man. I need to get these big, black, ugly monster men up out of here. It's these black men that are doing it. That's why black women from the USA always figure out some sort of way, like it never freaking fails. Black men who are pro-black will tell you in a second, listen, I love sisters, I'm pro-black, and I'm never going to throw these sisters under the bus. A black woman who's pro-black, on the other hand, would be like, I'm black, I'm pro-black, I love my sisters. And you know, these black men, they'll always find something negative to say. Always. The ones that are here from the USA. I'm not talking about the ones from the Dominican Republic, the ones in Puerto Rico and different places like that. You know, it really, really varies. And some of those places, I don't really fully understand the dynamics of the people who come from certain places like Haiti, etc. But as far as the ones from the USA, black women, even so-called pro-black black women, are actually pro-black woman. They're for women. They're black women specifically, or black females. A lot of them don't even care about the children. That's a whole nother topic. Some of them are pro-black woman, not pro-black female. Most of them are pro-black female, where they want to gain resources and leverage for the younger black females as well. But some of them look at them as competition. it's really, it's draining when you really think about it. You know what? I might have to invite Kid Organik to call into my radio show. Maybe we could talk about the colorism issue and some other things live. I'm going to invite him. Hopefully he'll say yes and call in. That would be freaking awesome, because Kid Organik is awesome. Shout out to my bro for making that video. Thank you for shedding light in the subject. He makes intelligent videos. You know, usually I just do entertainment because I've been in trouble before for exposing things. The first time I got into trouble on YouTube as Meat Magazine, this is back in 2013. I was talking crap about George Zimmerman, and I said some really crazy stuff. I used to talk about race all the time. You know, my first Meat Magazine videos were about the racism that black people. It was a black guy and a mixed chick. It was a black dude named Howard, a mixed chick. Oh, she was fine. Her name was Candace. She was so cute. I think her name was like Candace Stewart. But anyways, they were on a show called Big Brother on CBS, and the people that they were in the house with were like foaming at the mouth racist. It was really, really crazy. They always had something crazy to say. And those were the first Meat Magazine videos I ever made, talking about that. So that just goes to let you know, like, that's where I came from. A lot of people don't know that. They think that I've always been talking about love and hip hop for some reason. Yeah, I was talking about reality TV. I was talking about the racism that people were facing on Big Brother. And Big Brother's Celebrity Edition with Keisha Knight Podium and Shannon Elizabeth. Now, that's a white woman I just love. No colorism. Hey, Keisha Knight Podium's fine as hell, too. I'm just saying, nobody always had a thing for Shannon Elizabeth. They're both cute. All right, so don't trip. Anyways, can't wait to watch that. It's coming on Wednesday, February 7th, 2018. Got to promote reality TV because that's what I do. You know, that's what the Illuminati pays me for. So yeah, Wednesday, February 7th of 2018. We're going to have Keisha Knight Podium, Shannon Elizabeth, and some other cute heifers on Big Brother, the Celebrity Edition, the first one that they're doing in America, so I'm definitely going to have to tune in. But anyways, y'all, this is all my opinion. What do I know? I'm just an idiot with the microphone, Jesus. Let me know what you think about it all below. What do you think about colorism? What do you think about what I had to say about black women? Are y'all going to get mad? Am I going to have people talking about, I'm unsubscribing? If you're going to unsubscribe, just do it. Don't tell me you're going to do it. Be about that life. Go ahead. Bye, heifer. I don't care. I unsubscribe and subscribe to people all the time anyway. Why? Because depending on whether or not I like what you have to say, I might subscribe and might unsubscribe, but I'm not going to announce it. I'm not going to tell everybody, hey, I'm unsubscribing. I don't need attention that bad. All right. But anyways, y'all, let me know what you think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com for more. Follow me on Twitter at Meat Magazine, Meat Magazine 7 on Google+, Meat Magazine blog on Instagram. Hit the notification button. It's right next to the subscribe button. Looks like a bell. Once you click that button, you'll be sent to be notified when the videos get posted, Jesus. And destroy racism. The colorism thing is a mirage. Okay? At least here in the USA, it's a mirage.